guys, Crypto with Dini, and it's Dini here. Hope you're having a good day. And today I want to just talk to you about possibly the biggest scam in Ireland. And it's not just Ireland, I think this is a worldwide scam. And it's pretty ironic, okay? Most people have the blinkers on and they don't see it happening. They're going to their petrol pump and they're seeing the price of fuel and it's going up and up and up and up. In fact, it's not just the price of fuel, it's the price of everything. Whatever amount of inflation we've seen to date, it looks like it's only going to get worse. Now, there's two things to take from that. One, the greatest minds, the central bankers, okay, they told us 6 months ago, 8 months ago, that inflation was transitory. Now, the Bitcoiners have been telling me, like I've been teaching people since 2020, position yourself, there's going to be unprecedented levels of inflation. Now, I didn't know it was going to be this high. I didn't know it was going to be the highest inflation of my life, all right? But the Bitcoiners have been teaching people to position yourself because inflation's coming. The central bankers, on the other hand, okay, said inflation was transitory 8 months ago. Transitory means it's temporary. It's only a short-term thing and then it'll be grand. Now, my problem with that is that these are the people who are controlling the levers. And they're basically stealing my hours of work because they're printing away all the hours that I've worked in my life to accumulate my money. They can just print that away, and all those hours of work that I've worked, that I've exchanged my time. Time is my most precious, finite resource. Every human on the planet, your time is the most important thing that you own, okay? And that's why your health's important, because then you hopefully get more time, all right? But a central bank can steal my time from me, and that's what's happening. And these central bankers, like, are they in control? Well, I'd argue it's clear they're not in control because they said it was transitory, and 8 months later, every single month the inflation goes higher and higher and higher. I can guarantee you that we see the figure rise again on the next quarter, okay? So they don't have a clue what's going on, I would say, and I don't leave my wealth, I don't leave the sovereignty of my family in the hands of these people who are already multi-millionaires, so it doesn't really affect them or their families, okay? But I'm not going to leave myself at the whims of them knowing what's going on when it's clear that they don't, because everything that they're saying, it's like at the latest meeting, we're retiring the word transitory. What that means is it's always jumbled up in complex talk so that the normal person can't understand it. What that means is we screwed up. It's not transitory. Sorry. So we're not going to call it anymore. Even though we told us it was transitory, it's not. All right. So the greatest scam that I think is happening right now in Ireland and across the world, guys, if you like these videos, do your daily exercise. All right. You flex the guns, you smash a like button, you subscribe to the channel. You have to crack. Okay. But one of the biggest scams that I see happening right now, and you'll see it in the comments, you'll probably see it in the comment of this video, Bitcoin is a scam. It's just like the irony. People have been so brainwashed, okay? Yet they're holding a currency that's literally losing its value every minute of the day. And that's not a scam. But Bitcoin is a scam. And it's just like, oh my God, come on people, wake up. You're actually being destroyed in your normal currency, whether it's euros or pounds or dollars, it doesn't matter. Your purchasing power is being ripped out of that currency. And you don't even know it. You just think the price of everything's going up. It's that your currency is going down. Your currency is basically collapsing. Okay? Now in Bitcoin terms, this scam, because I operate in a hybrid standard, which means I use euros for day-to-day living, and my long-term savings vehicle is Bitcoin. And in Bitcoin denominated terms, everything in my life is getting cheaper. So it's good, it's better. Everything's getting cheaper in Bitcoin denominated terms. Whereas in euros, in that part in that currency, everything's getting more expensive. So the scam is that you've been brainwashed, and that unless you go and do the work for yourself and understand what Bitcoin is, because people think it's just a currency for drug dealers, or it's a Ponzi scheme, or it's just a scam. And the irony is that any of us who actually done the work on Bitcoin, well, we're more sovereign than we were before we started the work, in that we've got more of our own time to spend with our family and to have fun and not to be a slave to this work thing where we have to give our time to get money that's gone down in value. We're now able to save in money that's gone up in value. And that gives hope. That gives me peace of mind. I'm not worried about inflation is destroying everything in euro terms, but in Bitcoin terms, it's not. It's not having an effect on it because Bitcoin is possibly the only asset that's non-correlated to that whole system. And it's outpacing this crazy inflation that we're seeing right now. So my message to you is, it's okay. I was scammed too. I did not buy Bitcoin in the very early days. I didn't learn about Bitcoin till later. But once I figured it out, I was like, oh my God, this is the money that's going up in value over time. Why aren't I saving in the money that's going up in value over time? Why did no one tell me? And I've spent my life saving in the money that goes down in value over time and accumulating my euros. And then a central bank just ka-chung, prints, and all my purchasing power of my euros is diluted and stolen from me, which is my hours. And my time is my most precious thing. So guys, let me know in the comments, have you come to this conclusion? Do you understand the greatest scam that's happened in Ireland and the world? There's a reason, it's by design that Bitcoin is painted in this bad light and this bad picture, but the world is figuring it out. And the banks all around the world are allowing their high net worth customers now access to this thing. Okay, so the plebs, like I'm a pleb, plebs are just normal people. The plebs are going to get access to it, all right? But the high net worth people, the very wealthy people, we got to get them in first. I mean, you don't have to, all right? You can get in first. You can get in now. You can start dollar cost averaging. If you want to learn how to understand Bitcoin, get onto my free Bitcoin Basics workshop, okay? It's a webinar. Get onto my website, cryptowithimi.com, get your free ticket. I teach people for free how to understand Bitcoin because it's revolutionary. It's game changing. You will own it. I promise you, you will own Bitcoin within the next 10 years. But it will be a lot more favorable for you and your family's sovereignty if you own it sooner rather than later, when inflation has destroyed all the wealth that you have. So this whole problem, I believe, started in 1971. And how I fell down this rabbit hole, okay, is I had a bad back accident. And I broke my back and I had to rehab myself. And I went into health and I started learning about food. And then I was scratching my head going, holy shit. Like everything we know about food is wrong. Why has this happened? Look at the supermarket. Go into your supermarket and walk around. Here's a challenge to you. Go into your supermarket, walk around, okay? In that supermarket, you might have it in your one. Let me know if it's in your supermarket. But you may have an aisle called the health food aisle. My question to you is, what the hell are all the other aisles? Like, what is this shit that we're freaking putting in our bodies? And why is that? Okay? And it's because of fiat money, because we have this crappy money that the whole food industry, this all happened in 1971. If you look at pictures from the 70s, humans, like they were like that, you know what I mean? Good shape they were in, lads. Your average 40-year-old doesn't look like that anymore. Why is that? What happened? We've better technologies now. We should have more free time. Surely we're able to understand food better and have better nutrition, but we don't. We're fat as pigs now, we all are. And it's so difficult to try and stay healthy. And in a supermarket, you have to find the feckin' health food aisle. Like, what's the rest of it? Okay? And see, in 1971, when humans started to get fat and sick, all right, we went off a gold standard. So we left sound money and we went to this fiat money standard. And fiat money is money that's been printed out of fresh air. It's money that's not backed by any commodity. Okay? It's money that's very easy to manipulate and control. And we can see it's had a disastrous effect on the world, not just on people's wealth, okay, but on their health as well. You can attribute everything to the money. And that's why when I get passionate about this, I'm just like, until you fix the money, there's no point in fucking donating your time to this cause or that cause. Like, the money is the underlying thing that controls everything. And fixing the money will fix a lot of the world. And I'm sorry if that comes across as crazy, but like, I don't hide the fact that I am crazy. But I suppose everyone is crazy in their own right. Some people just hide it better than others. But learning Bitcoin, okay, and learning how you're being scammed in your euros is possibly, especially as we go into the next decade. Okay, this decade, we will have a recession. I'm pretty confident about that. We're going to have a big recession. We had one in 2008. It's probably going to be worse than that, possibly. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I don't see us being able to get through switching off the world for almost 2 years and just start her back up again and things are grand and print the hell out of all the currencies throughout the world. Like, I don't see us as being able to slip through that without some big consequences. So expect the recession, okay? Therefore, being able to protect yourself through that, protect your purchasing power. You see, inflation is almost nuclear in that inflation destroys everything and everyone. Nothing escapes from inflation, okay? Unless you can be in a non-correlated system like Bitcoin, all right? But inflation literally steals everything, takes everything, and it causes carnage. And most of Ireland is absolutely oblivious to the inflation we're getting now. And they're just looking at putting up pictures of petrol pump prices going up. And it's going to be the price of everything. Food, fuel, across the board, people are going to get poor. And they're going to have to learn about Bitcoin. Well, they're not going to have to. I hope they learn about Bitcoin because that's what's going to protect them and save them. All right, guys, if you need help learning about Bitcoin, get into my free workshop or just go and do the work yourself. But Bitcoin and crypto are very different. Crypto's amazing. There's all sorts of stuff. There's metaverse, DeFi, NFTs, gaming. It's venture capitalist stuff. Bitcoin's very different. Bitcoin is just sound money. Bitcoin is just going to give you sovereignty. Bitcoin is money you can own and money you can spend and money that's a fixed supply. Money that you own, money that you can spend, and money that has a fixed supply. Your euros don't have a fixed supply. We print more every single day. It's like a Ponzi scheme. That's the irony. People call Bitcoin a Ponzi, and they don't understand that the euros, that we can't even service the debt. So we have to print money just to keep the thing going. It is the biggest Ponzi scheme ever. And the irony is people think Bitcoin's a Ponzi. But all these people work their whole life and exchange their time for money, and then they die. And if they'd only just learn about Bitcoin, they can have their time back and they can be sovereign because they're now saving the money that goes up in value. Guys, you can see I'm passionate about this because Bitcoin did have a good effect on my life. Gave me more freedom, gave me hope and less worries. And it does the same for everybody who's willing to put in the work. I know your friend says it's volatile and your accountant says don't touch it, but they haven't done the work. They're arguing with some of the smartest investors in the world are now all allocated to Bitcoin and have done the work. So I'd say your friend is arguing with the likes of Paul Tudor Jones, Ray Dalio, these legendary hedge fund managers. You're going against them. You're saying they're idiots. And these are the smartest money managers of our lifetime. And they all own Bitcoin. So anyway, quick update. Spread the word about the scam because people don't realize they're being scammed. All right, it's a big scam happening and it's not Bitcoin, okay? It's not Bitcoin. Guys, have a super day. Dinny out. Finish.